Ms. Joan Pereira.
Mr. Speaker, may I have your permission to answer PQs 9 and 10 onto this order paper together, please?
Please do.
Mr. Speaker, my response will also cover the matters raised in the questions by Ms. Dennis Phua and Ms. Ng Ling Ling, which are scheduled for a subsequent sitting. I would invite members to seek clarification if need be. If the questions have been addressed, it may not be necessary for them to proceed with the questions for future sittings. We have stepped up efforts to increase awareness and take up of lasting powers of attorney, LPA, over the years. First, we waived the $75 application fee for filing an LPA. We have seen a significant increase in LPA registrations since its introduction. In 2013, around 2,200 Singaporeans registered an LPA. In 2021, over 32,000 did so. Nearly 95% of the 153,000 Singaporeans who have registered their LPAs benefited from the fee waiver. Second, we'll be launching a new Office of Public Guardian Online, or OPGO, e-service on 14th November 2022, so that it's even easier to make an LPA. In designing the e-service, we paid extra attention to seniors and those less comfortable with technology. Hence, the application form will be an easy questionnaire that guides the user in creating his or her LPA. Instructions are in plain English and are also available in other official languages. Additionally, users can view step-by-step instructional videos in the 4 official languages and quick reference guides to help them navigate the e-service. We've tested the service with older users who reported they were confident to use it. The Office of the Public Guardian is also working with partners to provide help at convenient locations. Residents who prefer in-person assistance can approach Service SG centers, Citizen Connect centers, and the Office of the Public Guardian. Officers there will be able to help them with the online LPA application. Staff at other community touchpoints, such as senior activity centers, restructured hospitals, and nursing homes, will also be able to provide advice to residents. Finally, we'll be stepping up efforts to help Singaporeans appreciate the importance of pre-planning. The Office of the Public Guardian and the Agency for Integrated Care will run a publicity and outreach campaign from 2023 to 2025 to encourage Singaporeans, especially those aged 50 and above, to make their LPAs and advanced care plans. The outreach will involve Silver Generation ambassadors. We're happy to work with members to promote this to their residents. We'll consider how a letter mailing exercise can be carried out in a cost-effective way, perhaps riding on other regular mail correspondence that the government already sends to residents. Family members will also be vital channels of outreach. Whether as a spouse, child, or grandchild, we should encourage our loved ones to make their LPAs early so that they are better prepared should they lose their mental capacity one day.
Ms. Joan Pereira.
Thanks, Speaker. Minister, I have one SQ. Single and lonely elderly sometimes find it very difficult to identify suitable donees. Can MSF help our elderly by matching them with perhaps a pre-screened list of potential donees? If there isn't such a list of persons, can MSF maybe consider doing so? Thank you.
We thank you, the member, for the such suggestion. We studied the suggestion and we welcome other suggestions. And as we operate the OPGO from middle November, We also will have to study how the public reacts to it, especially our seniors, and then accommodate, adjust, so that as many of them as possible will be enrolled in the LPA.
Sang Ling Ling.
Thank you, Minister, for the answer. I have two follow-up questions. One is, does the ministry track the adoptions of LPA, those who applied by age group above 60, maybe in 10 years span? Because I think the older they are, actually, the more this is important for them. But I am very heartened to hear the high absolute number growth, but I'm not sure what it is from the baseline. So do we track the percentage of our population above 60 years old by 10 years span on the adoption of LPA? The second question is that for those that may have more difficulties getting an LPA, will the ministry consider an opt-out scheme where appropriate donees are given to them, and if they really opt out, then they can't be part of LPA? Thank you.
For internal specific purposes, we do track who are on, who have been enrolled, and so that we can see by trend at what age they enroll. And I think it is noteworthy that while we want those who are above 50 as our target to be on LPA, I think all of us should be on LPA as soon as possible. And even our children, to be on LPA and not think that this is something we can postpone until usually too late. On the other question is the same as what Ms. Joan has asked. We will study all the suggestions that members have, and of course, the experience we have on the ground, incorporate them, adjust our process and procedures as we move. Thank you.
Ms. Haniso.
Thank you, Speaker. I have two PQs. First is in relation to the fees waiver. I wish to clarify with the Minister whether there are plans to, because currently the Singaporeans are eligible for the fees waiver until 31st of March 2023. And that has been the trend for the past few years of several rounds of extension of the waiver. I wish to understand whether the Ministry intends to perhaps consider to extend the waiver indefinitely. The second PQ is in relation to stepping up on our outreach. The Silver Generation Ambassadors have been a good touch point in interacting with our seniors. So whether the OPG intends to train our Silver Generation Ambassadors so that as part of the outreach, one of the key topics that the ambassadors can consider to do is actually to broach up this topic in relation to the importance of doing LPA.
The fees that we impose are just to recover costs. And we have extended the waiver to make LPA, the fee not become a barrier why they wouldn't want to take an LPA. I don't think, though, that the fee is the only reason why people don't take up LPA. There are cultural reasons. There's also the sense that we can postpone this as late as possible. And therefore, we do have to do more, particularly to raise awareness, the importance of having the LPA in place as soon as we can. But having said that, we will certainly study to extend the fee waiver if necessary, also to facilitate the take-up of LPAs. Secondly, I do agree with the member that we will be training the SGAs and all our connect points where seniors are likely to come or to seek help so that they can be assisted to understand what the LPA is and why it is important and what the cultural and also sometimes religious worries and concerns that need to be addressed so that they can overcome them and then take up the LPA as soon as they can.